The viral series Billy on the Street put Billy Eichner on the map and led him to multi-Emmy nominated career. Now he's taking you along for the ride in his funny and moving new audio memoir, Billy on Billy. Please welcome Billy Eichner.
Hi, everyone.
Welcome.
Carrying people everywhere.
I made a career out of it. Yes.
Well, we love having you here. And this past weekend, you had a chance to do something very cool and very New Yorky. You threw out the first pitch at the Mets-Yankees game.
Yeah. That's right.
I have a replay here.
Oh, my God. I got it over the plate.
Yes.
Now, let me tell you. If my father was alive, he'd be really shocked that I got to do that because I was the worst on my Little League team.
Right.
I had the unique distinction of being the tallest kid in my class always, but still picked last for basketball. So the fact that I got to throw out the first pitch, I think that's a good message for kids everywhere.
That's right.
Yes.
Anything is possible.
If you find your lane, you know,
That's
you
the
can
whole thing,
succeed.
isn't it?
Exactly.
So let's talk about your new audiobook because it's packed with all kinds of stories about your upbringing in Queens.
Yes.
With Forest Hills?
That's right.
Okay.
Forest
And
Hills.
carving your own lane, as you say, in the industry.
That's right.
That didn't quite know what to do with you. A lot of actors say that.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I was very unique. I was loud. And I had a very strong point of view always. And they would come to my shows, my early live shows in New York, where I would show the early Billy on the Street videos, even before YouTube came along. And everyone would say, oh, you're funny, you're talented, but I wasn't conventional. I didn't fit the mold in Hollywood, which I'm sure a lot of people...
But that's what makes a star.
Well, thank you, Joy. I'd like to think so. But no, I think you're right, though. But it can also make for a longer, more challenging journey. Until you are the star, there's a long road to get there. And that's what my book is about. And it's also about my parents, ultimately.
Yeah.
Because what gave me the resilience was the love and confidence they gave me as a kid. There they are. And they always made me feel like I had a shot. And so they passed away before I got successful, but everything that's happened good in my life, you can trace back to how much they loved me, and the whole book is a love letter to them.
That's beautiful. Well, now, it seems that you fell in love with show business at a very, very young age because we have some of your early headshots for everyone.
Get ready.
Look at that range. Look at that range.
You're so cute.
That's
Look at
me.
that range.
My brother, Steve Eichner, took these of me. I was desperate to be a child actor in New York.
Wow.
I was not successful, and I tell all these very funny stories about that in the book. What's great is that one at the upper left, if that's your headshot, you don't have to ever officially come out of the closet. You know, the photo does it for you. My parents were not shocked when I came out of the closet. But yeah, that was me as a kid.
Did you know that you were bound for stardom? Did you feel it inside?
I loved entertainment. I loved Hollywood. I loved comedy. You know, I grew up loving you, Whoopi, and there's actually a story about me going to see Ghosts with my parents. In the book, I went to see a lot of movies with my parents, especially rom-coms and things like that I loved as a kid, which they don't make as many anymore, sadly, because those are the movies that made me fall in love with movies. And so I knew I loved it and wanted to be a part of it. I don't think I thought, oh, I'm definitely gonna make it, but I really wanted to, and I was willing to work hard.
If you saw me, you were thinking, if this girl could do it, and it's possible for anybody.
You're joking, but there is obviously truth in that. And you are a North Star for so many of us who grew up with you and thought, well, that's not the typical Hollywood movie star. And yet you were the biggest star and the funniest and the greatest. And so thank you, Whoopi. And anyone out there who, like, you know, I talk about Streisand in the book and loving Streisand, and anyone who was unconventional at all but still made it, those of us who feel unconventional, you really look up to those people and you need those people.
True. And Billy, talk shows have always had a big influence on you.
Yes.
In fact, Billy on the Street originated as a bit on a live spoof talk show you used to perform in.
Yes.
And we hear that back in the day, you had the hots for one particular daytime
I cannot believe
TV
you're bringing
icon.
this up.
We're going to go ahead and go there.
We're going there.
Oh my God. I don't think this is what you're expecting. But as a child, well, not a child, but when I was younger, yes, I'm just gonna say it, I had a crush on Regis Philbin, okay? I did.
So
You did?
Oh, yes.
We should have had a threesome, you, me, and Regis. And throw Kathy Lee in there too.
And his wife's name is Joy.
That's right.
Yes, I have.
Okay,
been.
why? Both of you, why?
I loved talk shows as a kid, and first of all, Regis was a handsome man. He had a big personality, and as a kid,
Good head of hair.
a good head of hair. I grew up in Queens, which is right outside of Manhattan, which is kind of an interesting place because you're so close to the center of everything, but still so far away.
Right.
You know, my parents were middle-class people, 9-to-5 people. They took the subway to work every day in Manhattan. And Regis and Kathy Lee would come on every day and talk about what they did the night before
Right.
and the Broadway openings they went to. And, you know, they saw Tony Danza do a cabaret show. And I was like, that's the most glamorous thing I've ever heard in my life. Right?
Yeah.
And so it was aspirational to me.
Yes.
Interesting.
Well, I'm a diehard Billy on the Street fan. It gives me like anxiety but joy all at once. But you
right.
describe
That's right.
it as the most high maintenance project you've ever worked on, and you've worked on many, despite its lack of frills. Why is that?
It just requires an enormous amount of energy, as you can
You
see.
get that as you
And
watch.
you can feel it.
And it is,
Courage, too.
yeah, and it is a character. It is a persona, you know. And one thing I love about the book and why it's only an audiobook is because I wanted people to actually hear my real voice. You know, I didn't want people to hear what I think are very sweet, heartwarming, funny stories about my parents and growing up in the 80s and 90s and mistakenly hear it in my shouting.
The shouting voice,
Right? And so that's why it's an audiobook. But I will say, just a few moments ago, we just premiered the first new Billy on the Street video in a very long time. As a surprise, it's on my Instagram and TikTok and everything because of the book coming out.
Yay!
For more information on Billy's audiobook tour, check out our website. Now, Billy on Billy is available now. Scan the QR code on your screen to purchase it.